Welcome to the Growing Your Business podcast. This is the show that dives into the big question, what's in it for me, for both the business and its customers? On each episode, we sit down with a business owner or leader to uncover their why, their values, and the stories that drive them to grow their business. So joining me today on Growing Your Business is Kent Davis with Dallas Sunrise Maids and Panama Equity Real Estate. We're going to talk about both of those. Kent, thank you for jumping on the show with me today.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
So let's start with Dallas Sunrise Maids.
Okay.
Tell me about the business and who you serve.
Sure. So we started the business 4 years ago when my wife and I moved from the country of Panama. So who do we serve? Well, our motto is open the door to a peaceful and relaxing home.
Nice.
Yes. So anybody that is, that's feeling a little overwhelmed, maybe look around, they're like, darn, that is a dirty house. I'd love to do something about it. Or, a lot of our clients are pet owners. A lot of our clients are, they have young kids. And then, of course, the move in, move out type folks. So, it's a pretty traditional house cleaning business.
And how long have you been in business?
So this business we've had for 4 years.
4 years.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we started it kind of right when we moved to Plano. We had been living in Panama for 15 years. My wife is from there. We actually left Panama because, our middle son is autistic. So they didn't quite have the services and infrastructure at the time. So we were like, well, got to go to America. And one day, it's kind of crazy. One day I was sitting up, I had a rooftop garden in Panama. So I was sitting up on my rooftop garden meditating.
Yeah, as one does on a rooftop garden.
Well, during the middle of the pandemic. And the pandemic was crazy in Panama. Shut down like you wouldn't believe. I mean, they had some of the strictest rules in the world down there where, for example, men could only leave the house for 2 hours on Tuesdays and Thursdays, depending on the last number of your ID.
Well, at least they had a system.
Yeah, they had a system, buddy.
How complicated can we make this? Let's get a whiteboard going on this, everybody.
God,
Wow.
Whiteboard of death.
Yeah.
It was awful. So anyway, long story short, pandemic sucked in Panama. And I was up there just trying to pull it together. And guy was like, yo, you need to call your buddy Jerry. So Jerry was a friend that I knew. He was a client for real estate. Giant cleaning operation in Atlanta. And I called up Jerry. I was like, yo, Jerry, what's up? He's like, dude, because I hadn't talked to him in a while. He's like, dude, I'm at Panama. It's awful right now. I was like, yeah, it kind of sucks. He's like, is your business just dead? I'm like, well, that's why I was calling. Would you ever want to partner? And he's like, sure, yeah, let's do it. I said, well, really? He's like, yeah, that sounds great. So we kind of partnered. He had some cities in mind about where he was going to expand his operation. And we worked out a deal where basically I learned the business in exchange for the secrets. He got some equity in the business. And we moved to Plano, Texas. Didn't know anybody.
As one does.
Yeah.
Panama, Plano.
It's similar. A lot of similarities
areas,
in that. No similarities.
None.
So we moved here and started the business, and it's going great. Thank God.
Yeah.
We got.
Amen.
Amen. We've got. Gee whiz.
Yeah, tell me about your team and your processes. I think it's where you're headed.
Yes. And sorry, I'm just monologuing.
No, that's
here.
great.
I get a little worried on the podcast.
That's great.
Talking in paragraphs
I can tell you, if they're listening, I'm listening. We're listening. Keep going.
Cheers. I don't want to put anybody to sleep. No, we've got 38 people working for us.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's a sizable team.
It's been growing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, it's cool. Very, very grateful.
Yeah. So tell me the process to become a customer of yours.
So, our business is kind of cool in that it's kind of easy. You don't really have to pick about I want these rooms done, and it's a rotating, there's a lot of different angles that people go after when they own and run a house cleaning business, and we found it makes it a little confusing for the client. So with us, you're always going to have the same 2-person team.
Okay.
Yep. So it's always 2 people, no contracts to sign, and we just price based on square footage and condition.
Okay.
So we ask you how big your house is. For example, buddy, how big is your house?
We're at
Square footage.
We're at 1,900 square feet.
All right, terrific.
Nice and cozy.
So would you say, yeah, it's great size. Would you say the property is in good condition, average condition, or needs some work in terms of cleanliness? It is in good shape.
It's in good condition. Yeah.
Okay, terrific. So that would be, so you'd be looking
My wife would kill me if I said anything different.
Good
so
man.
We're going to say good condition.
Attaboy. No, yeah, cover your bases, sir. So that first clean for us would be a 4-hour job.
4-hour job.
The cost would be $290 plus tax.
All right.
And then you're looking at either like $175 monthly, $155 every 2 weeks, or $145 if you'd like us out there weekly.
Okay, good deal. And contract-wise, is it 6 months, a year, 1,000 years?
No contracts, baby.
No contracts?
No contracts.
Oh, wow.
Like I said, you always have the same 2-person team. We bring all the cleaning supplies.
Yeah.
And everybody's insured and background checked.
So my wife is probably an extreme example of she needs things to be, what's the right? I should know this. Don't listen. But
like
it's
OCD.
It's got to be safe products that are, that's like
green
like,
cleaning supplies.
Green, like
totally.
She doesn't like
non-toxic.
I don't think she lets bleach in the house at all.
Look at that.
Yeah, so
Mama's old school vinegar and baking soda. I
exactly.
hear ya.
Yeah.
Well, we definitely accommodate for those types of clients. Happy to. We use the Method brand from Target. We call that a green clean.
Okay.
It is an extra $20. I mean, you have me on the podcast. Shoot, we give you that for free. Maybe throw in a free fridger oven too.
Yeah.
And to any podcast listeners, free fridger oven clean. Holler at your boy.
Yep.
No, but yes,
I would plug it.
I would be honored. But no, yes. So we do offer a green clean as well.
Good.
For people that are either a bit more smell sensitive,
right,
or just concerned about the environmental process.
She's got a thing. I trust it. It's important to her.
Yeah, heck yeah, man. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah, so it's funny. I don't spend a lot of time on myself on this show, but we have a peanut butter thing.
Okay.
Where she's all natural.
Yes.
What the ingredients literally says peanuts.
Yeah.
Mine is what she calls plastic peanut butter because that's what I grew up with. It's Jif. So she allows me these things, and I say she allows me. She loves me, lets me do whatever I want.
Sure.
Pretend, but that's the one thing that she kind of gives me a guff over.
I love it.
It's like I love me some plastic peanut butter.
Does she just do peanut, or should she do like almond and cashew butter?
Yeah, I mean, so again, it comes back to your cleaning service. Like what I'd asked about is she.
We don't use peanut butter in the process.
There's no
That's where you were
peanuts.
going.
It's peanut free cleaning.
Yes.
Yeah. So we'll probably edit that out.
No.
Okay.
People need to know.
We're keeping it in, everybody.
Yeah,
you heard it.
in.
You heard it here. But
y'all need to know about Buddy and
but
what
again,
kind of peanut butter game they got at the house.
For the needs of your customers,
yes, sir,
you can accommodate.
Well, sure we can.
That's terrific.
Yeah, absolutely.
Talk about your process. I mean, I imagine the logistics for a team of your size and the amount of customers you serve, because process is everything in business.
Sure.
And we're talking, the topic of the show is always growing your business.
Yes.
How do you manage your team? I imagine you have software in place.
Sure.
Talk to me about, you don't have to mention names or stuff, but how do you manage your day-to-day?
Well, okay. Are we talking about automation, marketing, and operations?
Absolutely. Let's start there, and then we'll talk about getting people where they need to go.
Sure. Yeah. So, we have a pretty cool tech stack. We use HubSpot for our CRM.
Nice.
And then we have Zapier connecting, or Zapier, however one is supposed to say it.
Tomato.
There you go.
Yep.
Niche.
Yep.
I'm a niche guy, but everybody's going towards niche now.
Careful.
What can you do? We're in Texas.
No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
We're not talking about the Cowboys here, so we're fine.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, let's not even go
I didn't even
there
know
at
that
all.
was a reference.
It's not.
Okay, cool. So, already forgot what I was talking about. Oh yeah, tech stack for those that haven't fallen asleep yet here. So HubSpot for our CRM, and then we've got Zapier connecting an app called Simple Text.
Oh.
So we've got some automation where and don't worry, we're not going to spam you. It's not too bad.
Communication's important.
Thank you.
That's what we're doing.
Top of mind.
Yep.
So people get based on. I don't want to get into. I'm happy to share the details, but I don't want to bore
we don't
people.
need to. How the sausage is made is not part of this show.
Cool. So it's HubSpot, Simple Text, Zapier. What other one? We've got another really good Dialpad. So that's for our phone operations. And that's pretty much it.
Yeah, you got a good selection of things that serve your business well. Then
I think so. Yeah, because with home services, it's kind of like people they might reach out to a lot of different companies initially, and sort of maybe for whatever reason delay the decision. I think that we do, out of all the house cleaning companies, I'd say in America, we do a pretty good job. And it took us a long time to build it out, and it breaks from time to time.
Sure.
Like last week, our Zapier broke connecting our SMS automation. So we accidentally sent like 500 text messages out with a $30 discount to people. But hey, they appeared out of the woodwork.
Get a response. Yeah.
That wasn't intentional. We do offer that $30 discount at day 6. So yeah, if you guys are smart, you can, inquire about house cleaning and then just put us on the back burner for like 6 days and just wait for that $30 discount. Share all the secrets.
Tune in to Growing Your Business for the inside tips.
That's right.
That's right.
$30 off a week later, but your house will be that much dirtier, guys.
Well,
so,
good point.
But yeah, that's a part of our operation. And it was hard to build, man. Like, I had to go through a lot of guys in Upwork. I got this awesome guy. It's another project. It's for the real estate company.
Okay, let's transition that.
Well, I didn't. It's kind of whatever, but
okay.
I just thought, and I'll follow your lead, brother. This
sure.
is your show.
I had one more question about this, but
sure.
Go where you're going there.
Well, so I got this guy in Nigeria. He's studying to be. He's got 2 more years to graduate as a pharmacist.
Royalty, though, right?
Nah.
We heard about that other guy.
He didn't reach out to us with a $50 million offer first.
Right.
No, I found him on Upwork. He's like $10 an hour. He's amazing. And he builds all these crazy automations for us. So I've got him now working on an automation that's I'm a member of a Facebook group with 6,500 people. It's called U.S. Expats in Panama, right?
Nice.
So it's like, bunch of people that either live in Panama, maybe they're from the U.S., whatever, but also a bunch of people that are thinking about moving to Panama, right? Because Panama's kind of like in vogue for like, digital nomads and retirees. It's like a thing. It's been
Plus
a thing
there's
for
that
a while.
80s Van Halen song. That
You
just
damn
keeps
Panama.
Yeah.
They play as soon as you get off the airport.
Yeah.
Which is, I think, about a girl, actually. It's not even about the country, sadly.
That's an interesting factoid we'll explore
Hey,
later.
yes.
Look for that in the show notes, everybody.
Yeah, there will be a Wikipedia on that. So yeah, I got him
Facebook group.
building out a probably going to use like make.com and maybe Python and Google Sheets, basically harvesting all of the conversations on Facebook to kind of get an idea on trends.
Oh, fabulous.
I know.
That's
I'm
clever.
excited.
Yeah.
Like example of what I would want to glean from like 2 weeks worth of like chatter. It's like, okay, can we identify if there's 1 or 2 cities that keep showing up for marketing purposes, to target them? What are people most asking about? Are there any big contributors who are always involved in the group? Facebook, you can get some of these metrics on the back end of the group if you're an admin. But obviously we can't sit there and monitor like all the conversations all day, every day. But yeah, using that in like AI, ChatGPT to basically say, okay, here's all the data. Here's my questions, and what else should I glean from this?
Yeah.
It's cool, man. I mean,
cool.
I'm excited about this, what's going to happen in the next year or two in the world of business if you can use these tools.
Leverage the tools.
Yeah, especially in traditional businesses that people are just kind of like coasting on.
Yeah.
Stay with us. The Growing Your Business podcast will return right after this. The Growing Your Business podcast is sponsored in part by Visual Learning Solutions. Stands out with its expertise in crafting immersive audio and video experiences. Their creative team has over 30 years of experience delivering dynamic internal training programs tailored to various industries. They ensure the audience receives a compelling message, promotes brand awareness, and increases return on investment. They also excel in producing marketing content. Learn more at their website, visuallearningsolutions.com. Please check our show notes for sponsorship links and additional details. Now, back to the Growing Your Business podcast with Buddy Broyles.
So talk to me about the Panama business. Let's talk about that.
Sure, yeah. I mean, I moved to Panama in 2007.
Okay.
When I was 27 years old. Never had been there. but I was researching it. I graduated from James Madison University in Virginia.
All right.
5 years working in the plumbing supply business. Loved it. Ran a warehouse. It was wonderful. Blue collar industry. I'd go back to in a second if I had to. But yeah, I wanted to move abroad. So for a while I was thinking like Costa Rica. But Costa Rica was kind of played out. Like, I feel like everybody kind of knew about Costa Rica. Then I looked at Venezuela, but Venezuela, like, went to the crapper real quick with Hugo Chavez. And so I was like, all right, well, how about Panama? And one day, one of my buddies came back, and he's like, dude, you need to move there ASAP. So I started a business before I got down there. Golly, I hate talking about myself so much, buddy. I want to hear what's up with you.
For everybody knows this show is not about Buddy.
Oh, but it should be. Man.
I just have
cool
the byline.
cat.
No, but this is very much about you. And I don't know about everybody listening. I'm intrigued. I want to hear more. I want to know your why and how you basically took a dartboard and threw a dart at the map. And obviously you got some great advice from a friend.
No advice from a friend.
He's like, go.
That was the advice.
That's the best advice I get my friends. Hey, buddy, you should do a thing. Do the thing.
You're like, okay, hold on, let me stop what I'm doing.
Yeah.
No, I mean, whatever. I was unmarried. I was dating a girl. I did have to let her know, I'm moving to Panama. She's like, for real? I'm like,
the song.
You're not invited. Like the song.
No, that's
and everyone,
the time to explore.
When
you're
right?
that age.
Man. No mortgage.
Not tied down.
Yeah, heck yeah. So I went down there, bought a one-way ticket, but actually started a business right before I moved there. It was like a directory of this is the early days of the internet, directory of bars, restaurants, strip clubs, all kinds of stuff that somebody might want to know about, when they get there. So I started it with the idea of approaching advertisers and stuff like that. And I did. So I land, and I immediately start calling on the clients.
Yeah.
And I got some business because I knew a bit about SEO and stuff like that. So, built
way ahead of the game there.
It's like a big fish in a little pond. Not to say I'm a big fish.
Yep.
Yeah, but it's early days, right? Mm-hmm. I did that, but then I kind of knew I wanted to get into real estate somehow. So I had the website. I started teaching English and math for Kaplan, SAT prep.
Yep.
This was all within the first 2 weeks. I was like, all right, let's go. Got to make that money.
Yeah.
Brought a little savings. But within the first month, I quickly realized real estate was the place to be. That's where you make money. Mm-hmm. Not running some little podunk website and teaching high schoolers math for 2 hours a day.
Well, that's a kindness, if you will.
Well, sure, yeah. And I would go back to that as a volunteer. But after my kids are grown. But long story short, buddy, I ended up working for a real estate company for a year and then leaving them and starting my own real estate company. Marrying the girl I was dating. She and I run both businesses together. In the real estate business, and thank God the house cleaning business here. Fortunately, there's hardly any overlap.
Oh yeah,
in
good.
The two businesses, for better for worse. In terms of economies of scale. No, whatever. Sorry, going off tangent. But what was the question again?
Well, just generally about the business. So is it primarily it's Panama equity? So it's in Panama.
Yes, sir. Yeah, Panama City,
you're
Panama.
Trading properties here in the U.S.
No, sir. No, yeah.
As you mentioned, they're separated not just in business structure, but geographically.
Everything.
It's like all kinds of borders. Yeah.
But
that's neat that you have
brick and mortar real estate agency.
You're an international man of mystery.
Hey, I got stories, man. Not PG stories.
But that's a different show, and we'll have links to that. I'm kidding. That's
the late night version.
Yeah, the late night. Oh my goodness! Don't get me started. But so let's circle back to, because most of your customers tuning into this show are Texas based, or surrounding area.
Sure.
And to do business with you, they're probably now if you want to know more about the Panama equity, we'll have a link to that in the show notes.
Okay.
You can reach
Thank
out
you.
Whenever you want. But for Dallas Sunrise, what is the best way for them to reach you? I imagine you have a robust website or some type of communication tool. Let's talk about that.
Nah, dude, website. Yeah, website, and then give us a call. We don't do chat quotes just because we want to get to know the customer's needs a little bit better and not just kind of shoot off a price.
Yeah.
It's also a Karen filter.
Yes. Yeah.
No hate on anyone. We love all. But some people just have sort of a different culture when it comes to hiring people to clean their house.
Yeah.
And we appreciate the ability to be be somewhat selective.
Let them self reject.
Yes.
By using your proper filters.
Yes.
I think we all know this. In my industry, I run a training company, Visual Learning Solutions.
Yep.
The most difficult, actually, it's more of like the people who approach you first with budget and don't want to talk about the other stuff. Basically, your most difficult clients are the most expensive for you to work for.
Amen.
And especially where they just want to talk about price. People who want to talk about quality and the benefits and things like that, those are the people that you and I both are looking for.
Absolutely.
And if you can have a filter like you do to get again, it's a terrible term, but Karens. And unfortunately, you know who you are. I've found that some people they get it. They're like, I'm a Karen. And on some things,
sure, we all have Karen.
My wife's a Karen on plastic peanut butter. She's just like, no, go. But she's like, fine, I love you.
But she's an accommodating Karen.
She's an accommodating Karen.
Yeah.
So, but that's great. You have a system to make sure that you can, your customers can find you, you can find them, and you can serve them, and you're competitive, and really like that the consistency. That appeals to me as a homeowner, is that the same two people would be coming to my house regularly.
Thank you.
You get to know them I imagine their first names. They get to know you.
Totally.
Kind of your preferences and interests. They get to know your home.
Yep.
And basically where the dirty spots are. As in,
sure.
Our dogs frequent like one little corner over there, and it's just dog fur, not anything else. Everybody, they're pet trained, but
sure.
But somehow there's always the Roomba can't get in that corner. So it'd be nice to say, hey, whomever person is like, quick reminder, that corner just somehow gathers.
Yeah. Or I like my sheets just so.
Right.
Or please use the red bags for the bathrooms and the green bags for the kitchen.
Let's talk
around
about that
the holidays,
for
red and
requests. I mean, do they fill out a form and say something to that effect to aid in, almost like a discovery form? Is that?
Yeah, but it's super. Like our goal is keep it simple.
Big fan.
Yeah, we only offer like deep cleans, right? Yep. So it's not customizable. We're not worried if you have pets or not. We're not worried. Kind of like, gosh, I mean, you can go down so many tangents with house cleaning. But it's very easy to engage with us. We literally ask you 2 questions. If you do end up wanting to be on the schedule for recurring cleaning, what we do is we call it an onboarding call, and that takes about 8 minutes.
Perfect.
And that's basically just getting a bit more information about your home, explaining in detail how we're going to clean, answering any questions you have, and then if everything sounds good, talk about getting you all on the schedule.
That's terrific. And so again,
where do you live, buddy?
I live in McKinney.
Let's do it.
Yeah, okay.
1,900 square feet.
Yeah, it's simple.
I got you. I'll bring 2 kinds of peanut butter. I'll send the teams big old jars.
Man, you're hitting me right where it's like, oh man, I love me some peanut butter.
Jif, and what's mom's preference? Whole Foods something?
It's some brand that has some person's name on it, maybe. I've never looked that close.
Okay, but it's like, natural.
It's like a vampire to sunlight. I'm like,
no,
just peanuts.
It doesn't glow
One
like
ingredient.
It should. Why am I stirring my peanut butter right now?
Yeah, exactly. Or flipping it upside down. That's, again, a conversation for like the after the show. If you tune in for after the show, Kent and I will cover the peanut butter topics.
The nuances of peanut butter.
So, but like I said, check the show notes for links to all the things we've talked about today. And then parting thoughts.
Mom's peanut butter.
The preferences.
Yes. We already know Dad is a Jif man.
Yeah, I'm a Jif man. So let's talk parting thoughts.
No.
I mean, you have a...
I want part?
Well, we're not going to stop. Just
all right.
For y'all's purposes, the audience, we're going to cut y'all off here pretty quick, but Kent and I are going to go for another hour and a half.
Yeah.
But so let's talk about, you have your why.
Yes, sir.
And you have your values.
Sure.
As a business owner, business leader. Give your customers, future and present, kind of your why.
Sure.
Why do you do what you do, Kent?
So the coolest thing I have found, and that drives us in the house cleaning business, is creating good work for good people.
Yeah.
Generally, all of our cleaners are like husband and wife, 2 sisters, mom and sister.
Oh wow!
Yeah, it's really cool. It's just kind of happened that way. And these people are making more money than they would have ever made.
Yep.
They come to us from jobs where they're cleaning like 6 apartments in a day and maybe making like $100.
Yeah.
Versus cleaning 2 maximum 3 properties a day, usually even 2 if they're good sized houses, with nice customers.
Yep. Making a living now.
Buying, like owning 2 cars.
Yeah.
Thinking about purchasing property.
Yeah.
You know, paying their taxes, being sort of a contributing, able to send their kids. So it's very fulfilling.
Yeah.
You know, like my wife and I, we live pretty humble lifestyles. Like, you know, I'm rocking my 2010 Toyota Corolla.
Hey, don't knock the Corolla.
You feel me?
It's a great car.
Yeah. 78,000 miles, dude. The thing is virgin.
Yep.
Bought it from an old man that just the perfect, like.
To and from church guy?
That.
Yep.
Yeah, at least that's what he told me.
Yeah.
But judging by the mileage. So that's the why for the house cleaning business. And then the real estate business is putting Panama on the map. You know, that drives us. I love Panama. My wife is Panamanian.
Oh.
You know, yeah, for sure. My kids were born in Panama, 2 of them. Our youngest was born here. We call him Tex. It's Elliot. But yeah, Diego and Frank are both, you know, card-carrying Panamanians. Hopefully they'll be on the, I don't know what Olympic team.
Yeah, there you go.
Know,
breakdancing, I think, is out now. But
as a matter of fact, my cousin worked for the for Dallas Sunrise Maids. He just left. He was with us for our first 3 years. He's a world champion breakdancer.
How about that?
Won. You represented the United States. So since you mentioned breakdancing,
interesting. So
random.
That's close to home.
Yeah, breakdancing.
Come on, Tex.
Let's go. Exactly. So anyway, man, yeah, those are really our whys. You know, I think everybody's got, hey, to give my kids the best lifestyle possible, and you know, be able to travel and all that. But like once you're kind of there, it's like, all right, you know, kids are not ever going to get like Gucci shoes in our house. It just ain't happening. iPhone 16, heck no.
The $1,000 breakable.
Yeah, dude, I'm pushing for the flip phone when Frankie turns 12.
Yep.
That's the over under for our phone.
I think all phones should be on yo-yo strings too. Just to bounce up. We've had some breaks.
That's
we'll talk about
clever.
that.
I like that. Yeah. No, I think people need to know about
force
these
field
inventions.
or something.
Yeah, something.
Get to work on that, folks.
There's an idea for you guys. Run with it. But those are 2 whys for those 2 businesses.
That's terrific.
Yep.
And so when I hear the phrase job creators,
yeah,
businesses like yours and people like you,
yes, sir,
are those. When people misuse the whole job creators and whatnot, what I like to hear is people like you who are looking for, one, provide a great service.
Sure.
You know, for families that need the
have
service.
to.
And you have to remain in business.
Yeah.
And then I really like the idea of like 2 family members basically coming in, because one, they trust each other.
Yeah.
They know each other.
Accountability.
And then they're coming into your home. And by extension, they're helping you do things. But the fact that their family and your family, it's like 2 families coming together to achieve a goal, which is this house is a mess and we know it. You know? And then everybody gets something that they need.
Absolutely. And like the kind of people we hire is probably not me and you, buddy. It's like they really get joy out of like leaving somebody's house just like awesome. You could just tell. They're like, yeah, I did that.
Like high five on the way to the car.
Yeah. Like we crushed that house, you know? And it's cool. It's not everybody has that mindset. Yeah. And yeah, like some people just love working with their spouse. Yeah. Others, not so much.
Yeah. Again, that's for after the show. If you stay tuned for that.
Yeah, that's for the peanut butter podcast.
the plastic peanut butter.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I tell you what, Kent, this has been great, and I really appreciate you coming on here and sharing your why, sharing your values, and your business acumen, and giving us a peek into how you know your operations are.
Thank you.
We'll put a link to those tools for other business people who like. I'm really struggling, and that's why they tune in, is to learn from other business owners and leaders.
And dude, if they're your people, I mean, feel free to reach out. You know, we could do a quick video call. I'm not talking about selling you house cleaning or Panama real estate, but rather, you know, if you are curious about sort of how we automate our SMS follow-ups or, you know, that kind of stuff, I don't think enough people are doing that.
Yeah.
You know, and it's not easy, but once it's done, it only breaks every so often.
Well, and it also makes it easier for everybody, including and especially the customer.
Heck yeah, they appreciate it. Yeah. And then you don't have to worry about anyway. Yeah.
So we'll go down that again. Please scroll down, check the show notes, and reach out to Kent for his services, his knowledge, and just he's a very likable guy. So again, Kent, thanks for joining me on Growing Your Business today.
For sure, buddy. Thanks for having me.
Thank you for joining us today on the Growing Your Business podcast. Please see the show notes for links to our sponsors, our social media, and to learn more about today's guest.